Embrace RF is a new device brought to us by InMode that addresses a treatment gap that we've had between non-invasive skin tightening of the lower face and invasive skin tightening, which is a facelift. Embrace RF is sort of in the middle between the two. So it involves radio frequency energy to actually tighten the skin on the surface of the lower face, as well as tighten all the fibers underneath the skin, and at the same time contouring and removing fat. So Embrace RF is a two-step treatment, but you only have one stage. So it's not like your minimally invasive or non-invasive options like old therapy where you have to repeat it over time. It involves the first stage of using face tight. So the hand piece is right here, so it looks like a giant pair of tweezers, and it has a probe that goes under the skin and one that goes over the skin. Both of these tips sense temperature, so it's very safe as to not burn the skin. The second step is using another device called Morpheus 8, and it's recently FDA approved as really the most powerful radio frequency microneedling device. The Morpheus 8 actually targets the surface of the skin as well as the deep dermal layers to really tighten the skin. So the two treatments combined are the most powerful thing that I've seen to really provide as close to a facelift result without having surgery. The results are not quite as aggressive as, say, a facelift, where you can precisely place the skin where it needs to be. However, you will see an immediate tightening of the skin, even, a week after surgery. So after the procedure, you'll have tiny pokes right here where the probe has to go in, which I don't even need to put a stitch in. I usually put a piece of tape called a steri strip. It's just a dressing and it closes on its own. The tightening you see actually keeps getting better over the course of a year. Most people are pretty happy with their results at 3 months and even better at 6 months. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. Embrace RF is actually the best thing that I can see out there short of a facelift. I'm very slow to acquire technologies, but over time, as I watched more people use Embrace RF, I was more and more impressed. Before that, I really didn't find a need to buy any other technology because I just didn't want to offer something that was really expensive but didn't really give good results. And so the longer I see patients out from this procedure, the more impressed I get. The exciting thing about Embrace RF is that good candidates for this device actually come into my door every day. They're late 30s to early 50s patient who may start to see a little bit of laxity, have some fullness under the chin, a little bit of jowls, and that shadowing that is very makes you have a lot of self-consciousness, even though most people would say, oh, it's not that bad. Well, this is perfect for that because it will tighten the skin enough to where you may be put off from doing a facelift maybe another 5 years even. There's very little downtime, so it's right in the office, and so you can get right back to work after 2 to 3 days. At that point, you'll still have some swelling, maybe a small amount of bruising, but as far as going around town, you won't really have the downtime of a facelift, which means like taking 2 weeks off of work even. Most of my patients are professionals and they just can't do that. So even if you have even more laxity, that obviously I would offer a facelift to if you don't want that downtime and you would never agree to a facelift, then this may be another good option for you.